Hi everyone, I'm Chief Meteorologist Janessa Webb. It's really good to see you on this Friday when we're talking about clear skies and more sunshine on the way for your weekend. We do have a few raindrops we are watching well to our west, and that's going to impact us going into your Sunday. We'll time things out coming up.
The station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
You're watching DC News Now at 9, and coming up tonight, a wave of crimes involving weapons committed by children has a region on high alert. And tonight we speak to experts about what could be behind this disturbing trend. Plus,
I watch my son come into this world and I watch him go to this world.
In an emergency, you would think that they would react like it's an emergency.
DC's embattled 911 call center at the center of another controversy. Only on DC News Now, a family speaks out, claiming a dispatcher's mistake cost their loved one's life. And later on,
when I went to that group, it was the only time I had met somebody who got it.
A potential disaster averted for Fairfax County families seeking support with foster care. Tonight, our Max Marcilla talks to two caregivers with a new perspective and a push for change. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us for DC News Now at 9 o'clock. I'm Chris Flanagan. Tasmin Mahfouz has a night off. It has been a violent week here in the DMV with teens and kids at the center of it. In DC, two 12-year-olds are facing charges for two separate crime sprees. In Maryland, 3 teens are accused of attempting to shoot a middle schooler on a school bus. Police believe that gun jammed. And in Virginia, an armed student was arrested in a middle school. Our Mariel Carbone is following all this tonight for us and joins us live from the District Police Headquarters. And Mariel, the thing that really struck us was how young all these suspects are. You spoke to an advocate to find out what could be behind it.
Yeah, Chris, she says at least here in the district, it's really a lack of services and attention for these young kids that's leading them to commit and get involved in crime at such young ages. She also tells me that she's not surprised by it.
A 10-minute crime spree, 2 robberies and an attempted carjacking ended here Wednesday with the arrest of a 12-year-old boy. He was the second 12-year-old arrested this week. The other charged with half a dozen counts of armed carjacking on Thursday.
It's frustrating, it's disappointing, of course.
Vonnet Mead works in Southeast D.C. He admits there's no one answer or solution to juvenile crime.
How do you instill new values in these young men, in these young women, so that what they value isn't hijacking the car?
I'm not surprised that 12-year-olds are doing what they're doing because the city really is structurally incapable of supporting them.
Tia Bell is the founder of the Trigger Project, which aims to prevent gun violence in communities of color. She says right now the city structure is backwards and waits for kids to get arrested before they get supported.
It's easier for me to get money to support a vigil I'm coordinating before it's easier for me to get money to support a birthday party I'm coordinating, and that is structural violence.
She also says the lasting effects of the pandemic are evident and that kids need a safe space to heal and understand what they've been through.
There is no such thing as senseless violence. It all makes sense if you calculate being murder capital plus drug capital plus opioid capital plus gun violence plus pandemic.
Now, Ed Mead believes that more kids need mentorship. He believes that can make a big difference. And Chris, the Trigger Project is holding a summit coming up on June 2nd, where Bell is really hoping to get a bunch of kids from the community together where they can talk and voice their opinions about what's going on with this violence here in the district. Reporting live from police headquarters, I'm Mariel Carbone, DC News Now.
Ariel, thank you. Meanwhile, developing news in Maryland's state capital. Annapolis police say 3 people are dead, including the gunman, in an apparent murder-suicide. It happened this afternoon at a Holiday Inn Express on Reaver Road, not far from Route 50. Now, police say the shooter killed a man and a woman before turning that gun on himself. The woman died at the scene. The male victim drove to a nearby store, called for help, but died at the hospital. Police say it was a targeted shooting and there was no further threat to the community. And all new at 9 o'clock, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser has named an interim director for the city's embattled crime lab agency. Dr. Francisco Diaz, D.C.'s current chief medical examiner, will take over as the head of the Department of Forensic Sciences. Crime Lab is right now caught in a tug of war between the mayor and some council members. The mayor wants it returned to MPD after losing its accreditation 2 years ago and a scathing audit report in December. Council members, though, argue that could introduce bias into its work. A budget resolution is expected in the coming weeks. All right, the weekend just about here. It's looking really good. Chief Meteorologist Janessa Webb, I guess both days are good for outdoor plans.
Yeah, we're excited for the weekend, and we're excited to really talk about the 70s. I saw many people finally out of that big, old, ugly winter coat. Yeah, you've been dealing with that for the last couple of days just because the chill has been in the air. It does look like our live camera is a little stuck here, but people have been out and about in Annapolis enjoying the weather compared to yesterday afternoon, where we were dealing with increasing clouds and that drizzle. Highs today slightly below average, back into the upper 60s, but you could definitely tell the difference. Right now, for your Friday evening plans, are you about to step out of the door? Hold on here. Let me give you your forecast. Winchester 55, 53 for Martinsburg. You're sitting under clear skies, a few clouds that are lingering across 95 into Fredericksburg as well. Southern half of the DMV, south of the district, you're looking nice and clear. There's a few clouds across western Maryland. Zero concerns tonight for any precip. The clearing is going to continue to take place as high pressure is making its way right on top of us, just outside of West Virginia at this point. But then you have that approaching storm system that is going to change things as we go into your late weekend. Mostly clear to partly cloudy skies. It's going to be a wonderful night. Zero threat for rain for your Saturday. Things change really quickly Sunday just for Northern Virginia. A few of our cities here are going to be dealing with some isolated storms. We'll look at that coming up.
A local family says they made desperate calls to 911 while their loved one was dying. Tonight, video you'll see only on DC News Now. The 911 and Fire EMS case now under investigation. Our political and government reporter, Leonard N. Fleming, spoke with the family about their delays getting a 911 dispatcher on the phone. And Leonard, you have a video this family says proves another major contention. The first responders were in no hurry to save Bernard Baker Jr.'s life.
Bernard Baker Jr. collapsed in the hallway of the home where he took care of his father. And to the horror of his family and fiance, he died right in front of their eyes in what the family believes is a failed emergency response system.
It took entirely too long. Entirely too long. I always said it cost my brother his life.
This is Kevin Baker, who frantically gave chest compressions to his dying brother, 42-year-old Bernard Baker Jr., in the wee hours Sunday morning. Bernard's father and fiance say they waited crucial minutes for a DC 911 dispatcher to answer their calls, starting at 3:22 and 3:24 a.m.
No one came on the phone, it's like you figure when you think of 911, that's an emergency.
At 3:27, the fiance was routed to the automated system for at least 2 minutes, she says.
Please hold for dispatcher, please hold for dispatcher.
Because of questions raised by DC News Now, the situation is now under investigation by both the DC 911 system and DC Fire and EMS department. DC's troubled 911 call center has been under fire for years for botched and delayed calls that have led to death. But the Bakers were also troubled at what seemed like a lack of urgency by the paramedics who arrived. Sade Hardy is Baker's fiance.
On the phone, get downstairs. I goes outside. I'm still on the phone with him outside. Someone pull up. No ambulance pull up with him, but the fire department. He walked up. I say, where is the fire ambulance?
At 3:33, you can see the first fire truck arrive. Then 40 seconds later, an ambulance. At 3:34, 3 paramedics one by one enter the home in the 4800 block of Illinois Avenue Northwest.
To me personally, I felt as if they were rookies, like inexperienced or something. You know what I'm saying? Like it's their first day or their first call. And I didn't see no sense of urgency.
A fourth walks in at 3:38. When Baker collapsed, he fell into and cracked a hallway mirror full of family photos and then hit the floor. Not before he called for his brother Kevin, and then his brother Kevin responded, Doe?
They always used to call him Doe Boy.
His 74-year-old namesake father watched his eldest son, the one who took care of the elderly man, take his last breath. He was pronounced dead at 4:12 a.m.
I watch my son come into this world, and I watch him go to this world.
D.C. Auditor Kathleen Patterson says she noted in a scathing report in 2021 that the Office of Unified Communications was below national standards in terms of response times for answering 911 calls.
The 2 minutes or 3 minutes to pick up a 911 call is absolutely not acceptable. As I mentioned, the national standards are 15 seconds to pick up the phone and answer that call.
One major problem for the 911 call center, Patterson says, is staffing.
911, there's no more important public service, and if we are short staff, then we need to take action, do something about that.
Now the Baker family is reeling from the death of a man they say always put others before himself.
Probably the greatest guy I've ever met in my life.
Joshua Baker is Bernard's youngest brother.
Probably the only guy I've ever wanted to be like in my life. Just an all-around heart of gold.
Now he's gone. Kevin Baker wants accountability.
I feel as if, we shouldn't have an issue with 911. 911 should be treated as, a real emergency, and people need to take their job more seriously.
Both D.C. Fire and EMS and the 911 call center departments expressed condolences to the Baker family and assured me they're investigating. A top fire department official met with the family today as part of that investigation. We will be watching this more closely for future developments. Reporting in the studio, Leonard N. Fleming, DC News Now. Back to you.
All right, we are sure to be staying on top of the story when we're not on air. Be sure to visit our website, dcnewsnow.com. After 8 months of construction, Metro's Yellow Line reopened Sunday, but with major changes. Instead of running from Huntington to Greenbelt, it'll only run from Huntington to Mount Vernon Square, then turn back. The change will ramp up service a lot. For the first month, trains will run every 8 minutes on weekdays from 6 a.m. until 9 at night, and every 12 minutes all other times starting in June. Service will increase to 8 minutes all day, 7 days a week. Some Metro riders say it is certainly welcome news.
It's going to be nice to get on the train and just have those few little extra minutes. Once the crowds are heavier in the morning, when you have to come, I can't wait. I'm counting down.
Well, the Yellow Line has been closed since September to allow for construction on the tunnel and bridge. Stations being cut off by the Yellow Line will still be serviced by the Green Line. All new tonight, Adams Morgan could soon see more bars and businesses able to serve alcohol. Neighborhood commissioners voted this week to recommend ending a moratorium on tavern licenses. DC News Now's Daniel Hamburg spent the evening in Adams Morgan speaking with people for and against that measure. And Daniel, it's been status quo there for more than 2 decades now.
Well, Chris, since 2000, there has been a cap on the amount of tavern licenses that can be issued here in Adams Morgan. The local business improvement district says it's stifling growth, but a local citizens association says it needs to stay. It's been 23 years since the Adams Morgan liquor license moratorium went into effect.
There was threat, negative impacts on vehicular and pedestrian safety.
Wednesday night, the Advisory Neighborhood Commission voted unanimously to recommend ending it.
With the cap on tavern licenses, it really restricts new and interesting business concepts from wanting to come into the neighborhood.
Right now, there are 16 tavern licenses.
They're asking ABCA to release four of those licenses a year until they get up to 25.
Kristen Barden with the Adams Morgan Business Improvement District is in favor of the change.
It increases the economic activity and it gives people options.
Some neighbors agree.
I think that having the diversity of choice is good for nightlife and good for business, even spilling in throughout the day.
But Calorama Citizens Association President Dennis James thinks those looking for tavern licenses are up to no good.
The places that are aimed at selling masses of alcohol to, generally speaking, very young patrons who then go out into the neighborhood and disturb the residents deep into the night.
Barden sees it differently.
I think what you're going to see is unique concepts, like a wine jazz bar or a bookstore that wants to serve wine at a book talk.
Now, the final decision will be made by ABCA. That's the Alcohol and Beverage and Cannabis Administration. Once they take that up, they will have to issue a 30-day notice for a public hearing, at which point that decision will be made. We're live in Adams Morgan. Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
And DC News Now is your local election headquarters. Early voting now underway for Virginia's June primary. Voters can cast their ballots early from now until June 17th. Election Day is June 20th. You can go to elections.virginia.gov to find your polling place. As for what to bring, just your ID like a passport or driver's license. And if you're voting absentee, check your mailbox. Mail-in ballots started going out today. The number of races in the General Assembly is unprecedented. Every seat is up for grabs this fall. Experts say in part because of the redrawn political maps triggering a wave of retirements.